Insurance Debate 2020, brought to you by the Association of Kenyan Insurers in partnership with Kenya National Debate Council.
Hello, welcome to Insurance Debates 2020. For this public speaking category, the topic will be Love My Family. My name is Maseke Miriam Rioba. I will be the lead judge. On my panel is Felix Nyabuto Nyachio and Jerry Kariuki. Our participants will be Steve Ndemo and Kairu Karega. I would like to welcome the first speaker to the floor, Stephen Ndemo. The floor is all yours.
Of all the institutions in the world, family is the most important of all of them. Because even when you have a bad day, you'll go to a family. When you have a tough situation, you'll go to that father, that mother, that brother, that sister who gives you a crying shoulder no matter what the world has shown you. But the big question is, what do you do for your family? What do you do to show love and affection to that family that is always there for you? Will you go an extra mile to be there for them so that even when your life is taken away, they will feel your presence? Will you be there for them to see them happy? Fortunately enough, most people try to do what is possible to see their families happy. Some take their children to vacations, to trips, to road trips, to have that exposure and that sense of belonging to the family. And others make the best to ensure that the family is happy, they have food, they have shelter, and they have health. For me, for my case, it's a different story. I'm among those people who were raised by a father who was do all he could to see us happy. He always invested the smallest coin he had to see that the family was in order. He always did what he could to see we as his children are happy. One time, my grandmother fell sick, unfortunately. By virtue of the hospital bills, my father, because of the much essence he understood of the family, went an extra mile to take her to the hospital. He spent even up to the last coin to redeem the life of my loving grandmother. But unfortunately, my grandmother passed away. It was a sad blow to me and my father to the efforts he had done to see the family in order. Because of the much pain it caused, my father went an extra mile to spend all the savings he had in the bank from the work that he was doing to ensure that my grandmother had a befitting send-off, had a send-off that we, as his grandchildren, will be happy about. Unfortunately enough, my father spent all the coins he had, all the finances he had, and because life is unpredictable, as it was to us, so it is to you, my father lost his job. All the funds he had lost in the quest to see the family happy. As a family, we were happy having him, but unfortunately, he was not happy deep inside because he was fighting battles. He was losing funds from the little he had to see us happy and have a smile at the end of the day. And I believe that we can enhance a win-win situation. We can make the father happy equally as the children, the mother happy equally as their sons and their daughters. And this is through a life insurance policy. By purchasing a life insurance policy, the premiums that you save, the savings that you make, they will always be there for you to ensure that even when you get sick, your health is covered because of the premiums you saved through the life insurance policy. And even by mistake, because you want to be there for our families even when our lives are taken away, imagine they will still be happy with the life insurance policy because the education of your children is covered, because the education of your sons and daughters is covered, the health of your wife is covered because of the life insurance policy. And therefore, I believe that because love and family is the most important institution, then we need to do the much we can to see it happy. We need to do the much we can to know that our family will be united. Our family will be happy even when our lives are taken away. We'll rest truly in peace because we made a right investment for them. And this is through the life insurance policy. I opt to have a life insurance policy for my family to see it happy. Do you?
Thank you so much, Stephen, for your speech. You may exit the floor. And the second speaker on the floor is Kairu Karega. We are ready when you are.
You see, love makes you do crazy things. Ask my shoe, uliza kiatu. I'm just the normal college guy, almost finishing my university, doing the normal jobs that a college person always does, writing a few essays here and there, going through some thesis papers for some people, and they give you some few shillings. And I'm also the same fellow college person who's in love. Let me tell you about this girl that I like. Her name is Melissa. I always try my best. When I write an essay and I'm given 1,000 shillings, at least I try and take her out and buy her a pizza, and I'm left with 200 shillings to save. And sometimes I even use a lot of money and, I ensure she goes with a cab and I just go with a normal train for 10 shillings. I've really been sacrificing for myself. And I thought, I'm demonstrating love. I am that independent, responsible person. Well, I got the shock of my life. I wasn't really doing much. I wasn't putting money where it's worth. You see, Melissa's dad died recently because of malaria. And he was the sole breadwinner of that family. I looked up to Mr. Kamau like a father. And I wish he could have been there to see me marry his daughter. The father went, Melissa doesn't have school fees. Melissa's and her mom are left with pending bills and they're suffering. I remember going to the funeral and the hospital bill was so huge. I couldn't even help with the 800 shillings that I usually buy her pizza with. I couldn't do much. Then I realized that I need to secure my future. I wish the dad had life insurance. At least Melissa's college life wouldn't have been halted. At least the bills that they're suffering with, the electricity and the water bills, would have been paid because of the insurance money. And I'll do better. I am better, and I have learned better. And I proposed to her, and we finally get married on that fateful day. I must take an insurance cover. I must take a life insurance cover. I must insure the life of our little Paul, that even if he wants to become an engineer or a DJ, his life will be secured. His education will be secured. That even if I go, God forbid, I won't leave Melissa and my little children suffering. I won't leave them crying. I love my family. And I've realized there's much more than just, the daily things that we do to make ourselves feel comfortable. Sometimes you need to take a risk. Sometimes you need to take a sacrifice for the better. I will sacrifice for my family. I will secure their future. I want Melissa to grow up knowing that our children's lives are secured. I don't know what will happen with our school fees, because honestly, I can't pay for it. With my essay writing, and God knows what will happen after I graduate college. You know what happens when you graduate. You go to every office in Nairobi, dropping your CV, but they never call you. I don't want that to happen. I love my family. Do you love your family? Get a life insurance.
In first position, we had Stephen Demo, followed closely by Kairu Karega. For Stephen Demo, we loved the flow of your presentation, from your introduction to the transition to the story that you gave about your sick grandmother, as well as the conclusion of insurance being a win-win situation. We felt that at the end of the day, when you asked us if we love our families, the answer was yes. On the other hand, when it comes to the speech given by Kairu Kagera, we felt the transition in your speeches was a little bit shaky, because while the topic was on love my family, you had a challenge on tying down your story to love your family. However, a few beautiful pointers that we noticed from your speech is that you managed to show us how life insurance was important. And at the end of the day, when you asked us if we love our families, in as much as the answer was shaky, you still did a good job. Thank you.
Insurance Debate 2020, brought to you by the Association of Kenyan Insurers in partnership with Kenyan National Debate Council.